Greetings and welcome to Flavourful Eats. Today I'm with the host of Joy of Colorful Cooking, and that is Myra Zuckerman. Welcome, Myra. And today we're having a really colorful lunch or dinner or main meal, right? Starting
Yes. Good for the summer. All these dishes are great for the summer.
or any time of year when you like to eat. You're doing a good. We're starting off with a good dessert first, and from there we're doing a soup and we're doing a salad. So without further ado, can we get started? You tell us what the ingredients.
So this is a fruit cobbler, and we're putting it into pie form. The ingredients that we have today are cashews, raw unsalted cashews, unsweetened applesauce, hemp seeds, Ceylon cinnamon, cherries, blueberries, oats, bananas, and this beautiful plate here that has mangoes and peach and strawberries. So we are using so many colors that will build up our immune system and keep it strong.
Give us the good energy with a good form of nutrients. We have a protein and everything in there. So without much ado, you're going to get started, right?
Yes, we are going to get started. So I don't exactly measure the oats. I kind of throw them in, and then I'm going to be mixing them up with other things. Then,
so I would think that's about a half a cup. This was 1 cup of oats. We only use like half.
Yeah, it's approximately half a cup. Sometimes I put more in, but this is a half a cup of the cashew nuts.
Raw cashews is always good to use. Raw cashews is good to use.
Raw, unsalted. And again, this is unsweetened organic applesauce.
So instead of butter, if somebody prefers to use butter, you use butter at this time. But unsalted applesauce is your binding agent for this.
I'm learning a lot today from Humsha. These are hemp seeds.
That adds protein to our dish. Adds protein there.
And I'm saving the cinnamon actually for the top. And now what I'm going to do is mix this up.
Would you like
for the bottom? It's not a crust really, but I just put this on the bottom so I can showcase the colors of all the vegetables. Sometimes I mix it all up together, honestly, but it doesn't look as beautiful as when you put this at the bottom, when you put the fruit on the top. This is about 2 cups of blueberries.
So Myra here is using frozen blueberries, and wild blueberries are one of the healthier, sweeter variety of blueberries for now.
Right. I like using frozen fruits for this dish. That way you don't have to worry about eating them any particular time. So yeah, these are really delicious. They're small. You can get large wild berries also. I like the small ones.
You know what? You can feel free to use fresh berries, especially right now. You're going to be, July, August is the peak of blueberries.
That is true.
And the good thing about using fresh ones, you won't have the liquid.
Oh yeah.
This one will have some frozen liquid. Yeah. What's your next ingredient?
Okay, now comes the fun. I'm going to be putting cherries right in the middle. Oops. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take them out and not pour them because, as Humsha just mentioned, when they start melting, there's a bunch of juice, and I don't necessarily want that juice in there. So I'm just going to lay them in here.
So that's probably another half a cup or so.
I think it's,
more like 1 cup.
More like 1 cup. So here we go. And now we have these beautiful peaches. Peaches, so nice. And mango. So we're going to line up the mango around here. And actually, I think is there pineapple mixed in here?
Yeah, I think there's some pineapple.
So it's pineapple and mango. You can see, I like to cook with children a lot, and this is the kind of thing that is so much fun for them to make this and decorate it, and you'll get all kinds of very interesting things when they do this.
And if you're only noticing, you'll notice that there's the colors of the rainbow here.
Colors of the rainbow. So the more different colors you eat every day, the more you are providing your system with
All the nutrients.
maximum nutrients. What happened is in the past, you know, people way back, hunters and all that, they ate so many different things. Now we've tended to kind of shrink the amount of things that we eat.
Right?
Now we're going to put this around the edges, bananas, and make it really beautiful. And I'm going to sprinkle a small amount of, again, this is cilantro, maybe humsha. I know that there's a reason why this is better than the cinnamon that we usually use. Do you know why, humsha?
Well, it's better health. It's better for your health. The cilantro is definitely better for your health.
So that's enough. And then just a little bit. I just put a little bit on. I also like to put nutmeg on sometime, but today I stuck just with cinnamon. Whoops! Just a little bit, And now it is going to go into the oven for half an hour. So not only this is colorful dish, it's also very simple to make. Doesn't take a long time. It doesn't take a long time to cook. This can just be a staple in your family, honestly.
Okay, so this is going to be going on an oven for 350 degrees, a moderate oven, for about 30 minutes, you said?
30 minutes, yes.
Myra, we had our crumble in the oven. So now we're starting our chowder, correct?
Yes,
so
we're going to...
Before we start our chowder, one of the things, you're bringing all the flavor elements, we're going to be using cumin seeds, right?
Cumin seeds, onions, which will be toasted by humsha, garlic, jalapeno peppers, vegetable broth, sweet potatoes, corn, red peppers, lime juice, parsley, great summer soup. So now humsha is going to be toasting these to make them.
So in Myra's ingredients, she has powdered cumin. So instead of powdered cumin, just plain powdered cumin that we go get from the supermarket, I'm going to be toasting it to add a little bit more flavor to it. So I've heated this pan to a decent temperature, and I'm going to be just toasting this till I get a little aroma. So all I'm doing is putting this cumin seeds. Of course, this has been washed and cleaned and everything else, and it's just going to be toasting. You don't have to toast this much. The recipe asks for 1 teaspoon. You can just toast 1 teaspoon and use a pestle and mortar and make that into a powder, right?
Now I'm putting the onions in here, and I water saute. I use oil rarely when I cook. What do? All you do is, I need to get the water.
So right now, if one wants to, Myra is doing salt-free, oil-free, sugar-free dishes, right?
Yes.
So instead of oil, she's using a little bit of water,
yes.
which is going to take you a long time to saute. But if somebody wants to transform this recipe into what you are used to using oil, you're more than welcome to go in and doing that. Okay, help me stir that too. Can you smell this?
I smell the cumin seeds. It smells so good.
It's not
I'm
toasted.
totally changed now. I will use cumin seeds moving forward.
Okay, now we'll have to leave this to cool.
It smells so good. What a difference I know this is going to make. The soup is already delicious, but the freshly toasted cumin seeds are going to make it so much better. So I do this a little. I don't necessarily... Sometimes I let them saute longer than others. I'm used to pretty much just putting everything in the pot often and letting it cook, but I want to do this also just so you can see this is an alternative to using oil.
And other people may use broth also instead of using just water to have more profile, more
yes,
nutrition.
I could have put broth in too. I just wanted more of the broth for the soup. The thing about oil is, for some of us, it's a weight issue too, of using as little oil as possible.
But the main reason we don't, for a true nutritarian, meaning one that's watching your nutrition intake and for your wellness of your being, you don't use anything processed. So oil is one thing that's processed. They process, if you're using olive oil, it's olives that processed. It's easier, it's healthier for you to eat just the olives. With that being said, olive oil is a better choice than, say, sunflower oil, not like soy oil or canola oil, because depending on GMOs and everything else. So it's not totally taboo. It's not, everything is within reason. Everything is what your system can handle.
I originally got attracted to this way of eating because I have an autoimmune disease, and Dr. Joel Furman told me he could help me, and I did not want to use the medicine. So I went to his office, and I have largely reversed the autoimmune disease, which is quite rare. If you go to doctors around here, they won't really give you that alternative. They'll tell you there's medicines you need to take for the rest of your life, but they could also, in the ideal world, say, or you could use an aggressive nutritional approach. So
Well,
that's how I got involved in this in the first place.
the bottom line is many physicians don't have an education in nutrition.
Exactly.
Our body is what we feed it. It's our first line of anything is the food we put into our system. With that being said, I just noticed Myra put her onion and her jalapenos into the pot.
Onion and jalapeno. Again, I put jalapeno in because I like that kick. If you don't want that much of a kick, don't put the jalapeno in.
Okay. Do you want to taste one of this to see what it tastes like?
I do. How did I use cumin powder all this time? Never again. This is fantastic.
So we put the cumin into this coffee grinder to get it into a powder.
So now I'm going to put in the low sodium veggie broth, but I've already been talking with Humsha, and I'm going to be moving forward. I'm making my own veggie broth. Humsha is really good about not wasting anything, making her own veggie broth, and that's my future. Okay, just so you can get the last drops. As we said before with the other recipe, you'll see just incredible colors here. So this is corn. This is frozen corn. It's organic. Naturally, the preference would be to get fresh corn in here. This is still very, very good, but fresh corn would be even better. Beautiful orange sweet potato.
So your sweet potato is also frozen? You use the frozen?
These are not frozen. This is fresh. The red peppers are fresh. I do use as much fresh as possible, but okay, now I'm going to save cilantro, lime juice till the end.
So the reason Myra is using lime juice is to get that salt kind of component, because you're not adding salt here, correct?
No, the only spice that's added to his is going to be the cumin. So now this is going to be about 15, 20 minutes to cook, and then I'll be blending half of it.
So we're basically cooking it till the potatoes are fork tender.
Yes, yeah. So you can even see now it's beautiful.
So Myra, we're now on to the next one, which is the Soba noodle salad.
Okay.
But before we do that, you have to add the cumin powder to the clam chowder, right?
Yes.
So you're going to be just.
I'm actually going to not put quite all of it in.
I think that a whole lot will be very good in that.
I'll listen to her.
Oh yes, definitely.
I listen. Okay. And I'm not going to add these in yet. Well, I can add the lime juice in, but I'm not going to add the cilantro in right yet.
Okay. So you always add the lime juice after the potatoes are cooked so that it doesn't stop the cooking of the process. Myra, we're now making the soba noodle salad. But before you go through the ingredients, I encourage you to put your noodles into the water to boil. Is that the first step?
That's the first step.
So you're using a organic...
I did want to mention that these are gluten-free, and I had to order them on Amazon. I try to use local stores, but I could not find this at any of the local stores. And there's 3 per packet. I'll let you do it. And
So
you just kind of break them in half.
So when she says 3 in a packet, they come in little bundles, cute little bundles like this.
3 in here.
So this is buckwheat, but you know, some people are very sensitive to buckwheat, and I'm one of them. So be careful what you're buying when you say gluten-free too. Not everybody can take anything, right? So I understand why you said I break it. It's quite a difficult one to break. So this is going to boil for 5 minutes, correct?
No. Actually, once you put it in, you're going to turn off the water. You don't let it boil. They can turn gluey very quickly. So I'm going to give
it's already boiled.
a fork, because I want her to stir it so that it doesn't glob together.
Well,
And after I take them out, you have to test them. It's only putting them in there for a couple minutes. So I test them, and then I put them through the colander, thank you, and put cold water over them. And this is a cold soba salad. I also use them for all kinds of things, hot stir fries, everything. So yeah, you just stir it, and you look at it, and when it looks like it's softer, taste it.
Do you want to come and have a look?
I'm sorry?
Do you want to have a look?
You could. Do you mind doing it?
No,
Yeah,
to see if it's cooked.
it's still, right now, it's still too hard. Once it gets very soft, you just have to, every minute or two, taste it. You'll know when it's soft.
So the reason I called you over, you said you must just boil it and put it in, but the instructions here said 5 minutes, so that's why.
Oh.
Yes. So anyway, now to go to your ingredients. Can you show us?
Okay, so this, you can do so many different things with this, but in this particular soba salad, I'm putting in chickpeas, again, unsalted chickpeas, cucumbers, cherry tomatoes, hemp seeds, parsley, calamari olives, and this is a combination of scallions and red peppers.
And yellow peppers, correct?
Yellow, red, and orange. And so I'm just going to put these in here so you can see what it looks like together, and then we'll add in the soba noodles. There will be a ginger soy dressing that I will be making to put on top of it. That ginger soy dressing I use for everything. I use for salads. I use for toppings for vegetables. Now you'll see this is so beautiful. I'll stir it a little bit just so you can see the colors in a second.
Don't sprinkle that in the end.
I got a little bit mixed up because there's cilantro in the soup and parsley in this dish, and they're interchangeable. You can actually put them, now see, look at this, it's amazing.
Yes, some people don't like cilantro. Parsley works well.
That's true.
So do you want to check on your noodles? I think it's done.
Yes, I will check on them. This, by the way, could also easily have mint. And mix it up. Sometimes what I do, because it does get gluey, I will take a knife, which I'm going to go and get a knife, and I will cut it up, because right now it's kind of sticking together. Mm-hmm. So that's why I break it in half. And recently I've been doing this because when I start to eat it, it goes into a glob, and I found that just simply taking the knife and cutting it up a couple times will spread it evenly throughout the dish. And you can see this is a great thing for company, for going out when it's hot. And I'm going to be going camping soon, and this is going to be one of the dishes that I make for camping. It's still sticking together a little bit.
Yeah, that's when the cold water works,
So,
right?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
So what I will do is I'll stir it, and then when I put it in my bowl, I'll still take a knife and chop it up a little bit. But you could get the idea how wonderful this is. So now I'm ready to make the dressing.
So the best part we left till the end, right? The dressing for our salad.
The dressing.
Yes, you want to say what you're putting in your dressing?
Okay, so there's tahini, there is garlic, lemon juice, ginger, soy sauce, and water to make the sauce for this. So I'm going to put it into the blender.
So
These are approximate. I often play around with this. So I'm putting approximately a tablespoon of this into this batch. And then I'm going to be doing 2 tablespoons of lemon juice.
You know that's half a tablespoon you put in, right?
I'm sorry?
This is half a tablespoon.
This is half a tablespoon?
Yes.
Oh, okay. All right. I'm going to go back in a second. So this is 2 tablespoons of lemon juice. And then I'm going to go back and get 2 more, this half. So 2 more of these to make 1 tablespoon.
I think now you have 1
Some
tablespoon.
people can put oil in this. I don't, but as you can see this, or maybe you can't see.
I think you're good.
That's, okay. Then this is soy sauce, low sodium soy sauce. This is ginger, and I think I'm going to use a little bit less of this ginger just for starters.
So I was just telling Myra, because everything is so liquidy, I didn't have to use a blender. I just use my hand and mix them all, and I make my salad.
So yeah, Humshot told me that, and in the future I'm going to try that, but this is kind of my thank you, and this is garlic.
She used about 2 cloves of garlic.
I'm sorry?
2 cloves of garlic.
2 cloves of garlic, yes.
So that's the marinade all done, and it's looking delicious out there.
Yes.
For sure.
There you go.
So you're just going to mix it up a little bit?
Yeah.
Stir it a little bit? Okay. So that's our salad done. So now we're taking the, what Myra is calling a chowder, a vegetable
Yes.
chowder. I'm going to be moving it for her right near here so that she can work on her ninja. She's going to
Yes.
be blending half and half just being
Yes.
in the pan. Should I help you?
I can smell that toasted cumin right now. No more cumin powder for me.
Well, this is cumin powder, but you roasted the cumin first.
Oh,
The difference is in the roasting.
so this is enough.
Yeah, that's about half.
Yeah,
Do you want me-
that can go
Do you
in
want me
that.
to put some liquid in there, or are you good?
There's just enough liquid in there, so that
okay.
can now go in
So
there.
this is what this soup is looking like, and actually it smells divine. And it's got all the nice colors in it.
Here we go.
So what the blending of that half of the quantity does, it makes it a creamy soup without the cream.
Yes, it's creamier now. And there it is. And then we are going to sprinkle it with cilantro. I don't cut it up really little just as a personal taste. I like the way it looks like this. Some people chop it up finer. So here we go.
Okay.
Voila.
So a fun fact, with the cilantro, you use the stems, you got more, the smell is better, the value, the flavor is more in the stems. And the,
So you do use the stems.
Use-
Some people, I used to cut them, take the leaves off, and then I actually saw people not doing that, and I like it. I didn't realize the stems were so
yes,
valuable.
it's got the best taste of all. And at the end of the day, you do what's best for your own taste. What a delightful meal, which is so full of nutrition. And as your host of Joy of Colorful Cooking, you've definitely given us colorful food today with all the nutrients involved. Protein in our nuts, protein in our hemp seeds, right? Everybody's worried about protein, protein, protein. You have the cilantro, which cleans the body too, all the minerals. So all of good value. The colors of the fruits, some of them bled onto each other, which made it even more delightful. Thank you so much, Myra.
Thank you, Home Shop, for having me. It's been such a treat. I've learned so much.
And I'm your host, Hamsha Naidu. Remember, good food, good nutrition is the way to good health. Always available on ActonTV.org. Till we meet again, take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.